response to the San Bernardino shooting. Ulster County Sheriff Paul Van Blarcum is taking to Facebook, telling all private citizens in his county, if you're licensed to carry a firearm, feel comfortable carrying one, please remember to do so. I spoke with the sheriff just a short time ago. Here's what he had to say when I asked him why he decided to put this message on Facebook.
Well, like it says at the start of the Facebook post, what's happened around the United States and around the country, I could not help but think that if there was somebody armed in one of these crowds, that maybe the scenarios would have turned out different. So I thought I would reach out to the licensed handgun owners here in Ulster County.
What's the response of the community so far?
I would say so far on our Facebook page and the emails that I'm getting personally, it's all positive. You know, not all positive. Majority of it's positive, although there are quite a few also negative responses.
You're from this area that you've served for nearly 40 years. Tell us a little bit about who you think will be carrying weapons.
Well, we know who carries weapons here. We process all the pistol permits here, and you know, I'm extremely confident of the pistol permit holders here in Ulster County. We don't have any problems, or have had very few problems, with anybody that is a legal licensed handgun carrier.
Is part of your motivation to put out this message to anyone bad who could try to do wrong in your community as a warning that people could be armed?
Well, that wasn't my goal, although I'm sure they could probably take it that way. I'm not looking for a fight. Just really wanted to remind our licensed handgun owners that if you're proficient with it and you're responsible, and you know, you should be out there. They're law enforcement, and the community are partners in crime prevention, and I can use all the help I can get. I'm not trying to form a posse or any kind of vigilante. I respect the people in Ulster County that have handguns. That's
a really interesting point, and one let's just talk a little bit more about, because there are those that say, listen, more guns on the street, even by law-abiding citizens, could lead to more violence. That's one theory of one particular group. Why do you think this could be part of the solution for your community to keep it safe?
Well, I think it's part of an overall solution, maybe, to keep it safe. If something like happened in California or happens in Colorado, happens here in Ulster County, I'd be glad if there was somebody in the audience that had a license to carry, and maybe could put a stop to it, or at least make it so it's not as bad turnout.
How do you balance warning, also encouraging the community, and not scaring the community?
I've gotten some emails telling me that now they're scared where they weren't before. Well, then I think, without being rude, that they're naive then, because there's people out there carrying guns. You know, we had 10,000 permits out there on the street here in Ulster County, so there's a lot of people already carrying their weapons.
I was noticing in a few write-ups of your story, and this is still very fresh, I know you just put up the Facebook post, but in many of the write-ups you've been referred to as a Democrat, and in situations like this, you know as well as anybody that all the political parties sort of jump to their corners. What would you say to fellow Democrats that are saying we need less guns, we need more gun control in light of what happened in California?
Well, I'm a registered Democrat for sure, but, you know, you have to respect my opinion. You know, we don't, just because you're a Democrat doesn't mean you march down the aisle to every Democratic ideal. I don't do that. I was also endorsed by all the other political parties here when I ran for my third term last year. So I'm hoping that, you know, as I respect their opinions on the issue, that they'll respect mine.
You give us lots to think about. It sounds like you really value the right to bear arms.
I do. I'm not telling anybody to go out and get arms, but if you already went through the process, I'm encouraging you to carry it. Use your right that the courts gave you with that permit to carry it. If you're comfortable. I'm not telling anybody that doesn't want to, don't do it. It's a personal decision.